What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. It is episode number 16, returning today with the season finale. We'll play our final two league games at home to Bournemouth and away against West Ham, I believe it is. It is indeed. We know on the back of the draw, well, you know, Europe went a long time ago. We never really believed that. Safety was in the bag a long time ago. We secured that, and the question is now with 2 games to go, can we get a 10th place or better finish? Right, as you can see, it's a very tight league table in mid-table right now. Just before we do the final 2 games, though, we've got our final 2 scouting updates. Totally forgot about this. Yeah, in the last episode, I was doing the scouting and I was like, we've got one more month. We don't. This is actually the final month. So with that being the case, I'm going to give a scholarship to Max Jeffrey, who could be quite good. Only 15 years old, but I think I might let the other ones go. Yeah, just the one scholarship there. From Trinidad and Tobago, there are a couple of decent players here. Donald Davis could be quite good. I'll give him a scholarship. Carlton Watson possibly as well. And maybe Courtney Wright too. Again, I always say if it's the final one, it's got to be someone special, really. But go on, he's only 14. I'll put him in the academy. Why not? And from Georgia, Shangela. I just got to do it for the name alone. Drag queen, Shangela. Got to put him in. Oh no, the youth squad's full? How is the youth squad already full? Seriously, we haven't even got that many good youngsters in there. Well, let's see if there's anyone I can take out for Shangela then. This young Georgian, to be fair, doesn't look quite as good. So actually, that's not a bad little switchy there. We'll release him and put Shangela in. All I can think of now when I see that name is Shangela. One of the OGs, but there we go. So that'll do it for the scouting this year. And I have to say, again, really been struggling with the academy so far. The only player who we feel certain of is going to be a superstar is the young lad Price, who continues to look good. But I got to say, it's been a tough one. It has been a tough one to start this year's FC 25 off. And it comes down to youth players. It's not quite like how it used to be. It is a lot trickier, no doubt about that. Lots of players, but not many I think are going to make the grade, to be honest. In fact, I think we're just giving him a scholarship and now going to release it. We're just taking him over from Trinidad and Tobago and now I'm releasing him. Cruel Doxy boy. Right, let's start with the first, the final 2 then. It is indeed Bournemouth at home. It's our final home game of the season where we've only lost twice in the league at home all season long against Liverpool and Man City. We've been fantastic at East Anglia all season long, and let's end our home season this year with 3 points here against the Cherries. Trying to get into the top 10 heading to the final day. Let's get the first of 2 wins that will surely give us that. Coming into Ipswich Town. Let's go for the break. Bournemouth looking to get themselves in front with Sinistera coming through, chipping Muric and Greaves off the line as we keep ourselves tied at 0-0. Tough first half. Really tough, and again, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really matter how the final 2 games go, but you got to remember the board, mid-table is what they said to us at the start of the season, and that is subjective. That could be anywhere between 8th to 14th, in my opinion, but the board may only consider that top 10. As we know, they're very strict with their objectives. It's like, for example, when they say qualify for Europe, and you might finish 6th, and that might do it. Yet the board would only consider it 5th. Do you know what I mean? It's like what they define. Oh, Washington's going to go all the way there. He's been given space, and he ain't going to miss. You give him the space, he's going to take it, and Ipswich go in front. But yeah, it's like the board, you know, you can qualify for Europe, sometimes finishing 7th place, sometimes even 8th. But the board would only consider 5th as like Europa League, for example. So for mid-table, they might say that's got to be 10th or better. So with that being the case, we do probably need to win back-to-back. Washington fires in the opener, 11th of the season. Fantastic return on his first full year for us. And Ipswich do have the lead in our final game at Portman Road. But why am I surprised, man? This is just what we do. In East Anglia, we're basically unbeatable. It's the final 8 minutes, almost there. Almost there. With Luis Sinistera finding Joe Rothwell, trying to turn Morgan Gibbs White and get away, but couldn't do so. And, you know, Gibbs, oh, ref, that's a soft free kick, that. Gibbs White, you know, he's got me a couple of goals, and he started off strong, but since then faded away. But the main reason is because of Tactical changes as what a chance and what a let-off. Muric caught in no man's land and Pasalic couldn't direct it goal-bound. Gibbs White, you looked at his stats in the first, 5-10 games. He was balling. He was doing really well. And then really since then, basically nothing. But that's because we changed his role. He was a winger or a playmaker. And we've obviously turned him into a CM in this team who for the most part defends. But he's been solid through the middle. And in this game, he's helped ensure... Come on, ref. Come on. 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 Yep, there we go. We'll win in our final home game of the season. What a tremendous record at Portman Road this year. Only 3 losses in all competitions, 1 in the Cup and 2 in the league. The teams that beat us, Liverpool and Manchester City, twice. In East Anglia this season, phenomenal. I said I wanted Portman Road to be a fortress, it definitely was. But for as good as we've been at home this season, it's away where we've struggled. Only 3 victories on the road all campaign long, and for the final game of this season, we might need a win in order to lock up 10th. 3 points will probably put us into 9th place to end the season, but if we lose, we're guaranteed to drop outside the top 10 as our final opponents to the side directly below us in the table, 1 point and 1 place behind West Ham United. So we can finish as low as 12th, or we could finish as high as 9th. Hopefully, we'll get the job done and it'll end up being the latter. Our final game, West Ham away, where we've only won 3 times on the road this season. Let's put out the bag on match day 38 to cement a top 10 place. Come on, Ipswich Town. Control the controllables, man. You've got destiny in your own hands. Make sure you take it. Doucouré, I should have got his first for the club as well. Looped it up for him. He's got the height. Couldn't keep their header down. A draw, and it's not in our own hands anymore. We can still finish outside the top 10, but win, and it's ours. Got to make sure we take this chance here. Mohamed Kudus on the turn, rolls it through. Gabriel finishes, and just like that, from possibly going a goal up to a goal down. Got to take the chances. Got to take the chances. You don't get away with it anymore, man. Seriously. 21 minutes in, and as things stand, we are definitely finishing outside the top 10. West Ham to leapfrog on the final day. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Oh, come on. Got to finish that. I was distracted by the bubbles. That's why I didn't... You know those, you got mates who, literally just make an excuse for anything when they mess up? Oh, hang on a sec. What's going on here? Look at what's going on here. Washington. What's going on there? What's the... Oh my goodness gracious me, I can't believe it. How on earth did I mess that up? The line, so broken. Goodness, how on earth did I mess that one up there? Twice I've missed sitters, and we're still down by... We don't deserve to be top 10 like this. Finishing is awful. This time though, there we go. Finally, you can't miss 3 chances and expect to win a game at the top level, man. Jack Clark, second of the season. Ipswich back on level terms. Dear oh dear, the finishing there, just absolutely embarrassing. Honestly, shocking. Absolutely shambolic as that corner is floated in and headed in by Thomas Soucek. Goodness gracious me. If we lose this game, only myself to blame, honestly. Missed a hatful of chances and conceded twice in the first half. But this is, again, Ipswich Town on the road. I haven't really contemplated it much, but let's say hypothetically the board do see this season as a failure. Brilliantly done, Washington, and Clark bags a brace in his first since joining us too. Let's say hypothetically the board do consider this a failure and say that, finishing 11th or 12th, for example, isn't mid-table. Would we get sacked? I haven't really considered the possibility because it sounds far-fetched, but technically it's a failure of the cup objective, and it would then be the failure of the league objective too. Would this be my final game? Surely not. 13 minutes to go. West Ham pushing for a winner that will give them a higher finish than us. And I don't really know whether to go for a winner myself or just... Great hold. Look at that from Gibbs White. Great hold up. Or just try and see out the point. But you know that saying, fortune favours the brave. Amari Hutchinson. Round Aaron Creswell. Oh, come on, Amari Hutchinson! Off the bench! Surely gives Ipswich Town a late win and a top 10 finish. Brought him off the bench. He struggled, really, since I've been here. But that might be his most important goal to cement a top 10 finish. And surely guaranteed Doxy will stay in the job. Come on! Pace, agility, balance, flair, just needs an end product really. There's Crescencio Somerville, stops on the dive. Oh, brilliant! Oh, what a goal! As we say, we got a late winner. Evidently, we don't. Right from kickoff, Crescencio Somerville. And what a thriller for the final day. Don't tell me these boys don't care about finishing mid-table guaranteed. They both want that top 10 finish. West Ham with the leveller. It's their one final twist in this epic roller coaster of a tale. Mumba, looking for Hutchinson again. Can't find him. Last chance. Last chance. No. Try for the dummy with Gibbs White. Couldn't get it. Should have had it. Should have had that guaranteed top 10. Bottled it right at the end. Guaranteed to finish above West Ham, but will it be a top 10 finish, or will we drop to 11th on the final day? Let's take a look at the table and see where we ended up. Also, was that the first league away game where we scored 3 or more goals? I think it might have been, So on the final day in the end, oh no, there we go. Oh no, it was Brighton that were, oh no, Leeds beat Wolves, so it's 11th. It's an 11th place finish in the end. And I don't know if that will be mid-table considered by the board. In fact, before I do the full league table, I'll see the objectives. Where is it here? Where's the objectives? Does that count, or did the board not count it? Oh, no, they do. They do count it. Okay, it's fine then. It's okay. Yep, a final look at the league table for Season 2, where just like last season, the champions, Manchester City, once again, might have lost on the final day, but it was meaningless as they already won it on match day 37, with Liverpool finishing in 2nd, Manchester United in 3rd, and Arsenal finishing in 4th, despite their loss to Preston on the final day. Chelsea end up finishing in 5th place with Spurs 6th, Aston Villa 7th, and the top 10 wrapped up where Ipswich narrowly missed out. The Magpies, the Seagulls, and Leeds, who leapfrog us, and West Ham on the final day to sneak in by a single point. Bottle top 10 with 2 minutes to go. None of it really matters. And again, it's a marked improvement on last season. A few places higher, a few more points, certainly a few more goals as well, and 48 total with 11 wins as well. 33 goals, that's 12 more than last season. And yes, we're still the league's lowest scorers, but again, take it in stages and don't compete with others, compete with yourself. Just try and be better than the person you were yesterday, or in our case, the team we were yesterday. Better than last season. 11th place, 33 goals, 11 wins as well, and a marked improvement as well. The bottom 3 in the end, Burnley, Everton, and Preston North End going down to the Championship. As for the individual statistics this year, it was Phil Foden winning the Golden Boot for Manchester City, with Haaland, his teammate, in 3rd, and Kai Havertz sandwiching in 2nd. Julio Cesar and Ciso was in 4th, with Bukayo Saka wrapping at the top 5 with Martinelli in 6th, Xerxes in 7th, and Gabriel Jesus, who scored in that game, getting into 8th, with Diaz 9th, and Cody Gakpo 10th as well. Oh wow, look at that, the first new gen or regen in the top scoring charts. It's only taken 2 seasons. Abdul Kadir Ibrahim. Is that a region of someone? I guess we'll see a Moroccan youngster with 12 in 28. There we go. First Ipswich Town player making it as well. Washington with 11 in 28. No doubt about it. My player of the season. As for the assists, Kai Havertz winning the assist title this year with Haaland in 2nd and Foden in 3rd. Did we get anyone in there? Yes, we did. Washington again. 7 in 28. Fantastic debut year for us this season. And Gibbs White also made it too with 5 in 38. And as for the Golden Glove, it is back-to-back for Muric. And once again, like I said in the last episode, this is why players, they should be able to get upgrades going into a new season. Muric is only going up very slowly, +1 a campaign, +1 or 2. For these kind of stats, he should be up like 3 in one transfer window alone. As for the other competitions around the world, starting with the domestic cups in England, well, it was a Manchester City domestic treble. They beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final and also beat Liverpool in the FA Cup final for a domestic treble. But was it a quad? We shall see. Well, as for the Conference League, only one English side in the quarterfinals, Spurs, who were knocked out by Osasuna, who got to the final but ended up runners-up to Union Berlin, the German side. Only one English side in the Europa League quarterfinals as well, Newcastle, who were also knocked out in the last day. Villarreal making it through and going to the final themselves in an all-Spanish final, and did win it as well on penalties, beating the Europa League Kings 4-3 on the spot kicks. And here we go. As for the Champions League, well, PSG topped the league phase, if you will. They and Man City both undefeated in the Champions League phase this season. So I'll get you through all the teams here. It's going to be so chaos, isn't it, this year, getting towards the final games of the league phase. As for the playoffs, you can see who went into the last 16. and the quarterfinals, where Man City did not win the treble after being knocked out by Real Madrid. They overcame Bayern Munich, but were knocked out by PSG, who faced Barcelona in the final. And it was indeed PSG getting the job done. Their first CL in club history. So other leagues around the world, starting with the EFL, though, and in the Championship, Nottingham Forest and Leicester are bouncing straight back to the Premier League, and the playoffs are going to be Brentford, Luton, Cardiff and the Blades. And I really wish it was Norwich as well, due to the East Anglian rivalry with Ipswich Town, but alas, they just missed out. So it's the Bees, the Hatters, the Bluebirds and the Blades going to the playoffs in this year's Championship. I swear, is it just me? Or are the league tables a lot slower to load and go through now? Anyway, in League One in the third tier, Bolton Wanderers up to the second tier alongside the Rams, Derby County playoffs, Rotherham United, Portsmouth, Lincoln and Oxford United, the U's as well, in the English third tier. And as for the fourth tier, you've got Bristol Rovers, De Gas, top in the fourth tier, with Carlisle United in second and Gillingham up in third as well. And the playoffs will be Fleetwood, Cambridge United, Walsall and Notts County as well. Side bottom of the League Two this season was Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Exactly. A League and Champions League double for Paris Saint-Germain in Ligue 1, finishing a whopping 13 clear of Olympique Lyonnais to win the French Championship this season. Hey, there we go. Harry Kane's finally got that major honour. Yep, first time in the save. Didn't win it last year, but have won it this year. Bayern Munich, champions of the Bundesliga. Are we going to see it in real life? They're currently pole position at the time recording this commentary. Kane did, of course, have that injury scare against Leverkusen. Is it going to happen this year? I really hope it does for him. I really want to see him win his first major honour this year. I guess we'll see. As for the Serie A, Juventus champions, 5 clear of AC Milan in second place this year in the Italian top tier in the Serie A. PSV champions of the Eredivisie, finishing 4 clear of Feyenoord and 12 clear of Ajax, who finished third this year. The Liga Portugal was won by Benfica, pipping Sporting by a single point, with Porto 13 points off in third place in this year's Liga Portugal. For those curious on the Saudi Pro League and how Ronaldo's getting on, well, his Al Nassr side finished in 4th place, and I believe, I want to double check, but I believe this was his final season playing before retirement as well. Nope, he's still not willing to retire yet. He wants to get Al Nassr at that Saudi Pro League before he retires. Fair play, even in his 40s, still going. At the end of the first phase in Scotland, Celtic pipped Rangers by a single point to pole position. As I always say, you can't check the second phase, you just got to assume the team that were top ended up winning the whole Scottish Premiership. And as for La Liga this season, Barcelona 2 clear of Real Madrid to win La Liga, with Atletico Madrid in 3rd place and Bilbao going into the Champions League in 4th place this season. And as per, we'll do the final 2, starting with the Turkish Super League, where Galatasaray were champions, 8 clear of Fenerbahce and 12 clear of Besiktas as well. Who saw Mourinho? I think it was last weekend with that laptop in front of the camera move, which he got booked for. Jose Mourinho, wherever he is, whatever club he's managing, whatever league he's managing, whatever nation he's managing in, he's just pure entertainment, isn't he? As in the MLS right now, it's New York City right now jumping off to the fast start. 4 clear of LAFC. And for those curious on Messi's Inter Miami, they are in 11th place right now with 6 wins in their first 16. And for those curious as well, Messi, like Ronaldo, isn't willing to retire just yet. In the twilight of his career, but not ready to hang them up just yet. And so as we take one final look at the squad, beginning with a look at our tactics team management screen, where you see the Docks ball change this year going to the 4-2-4. It definitely paid off, no doubt about that, and the more goals we scored this year proved that too. Just like last season, we struggled in front of goals to begin the campaign, but once we made that radical shift to 4-2-4 and went as offensive as we could, we got the goals. You know, we just had to play braver, more attack-minded football, and it paid off as well. There's no doubt about it. We conceded more goals per game this year, but I'll take that when it comes down to scoring more goals. That was the most important thing. We needed to improve that area, and we did, switching to 4-2-4 with Docks ball. But looking at the team heading into the new season here, I think no doubt about it, I will want to bolster the back line a little bit after, again, conceding quite a few silly goals this year, that's for sure. I don't know if we'll keep hold of Jacob Greaves or Roche as well. Muric, another Golden Glove. Will a team come calling for him, or will his growth continue to be so slow and considered to be in apparent bad form that no one's going to go in for him? I guess we will see. But yeah, I would like a new centre half this for next year. I'm fine with the fullbacks, no doubt about that. Mumba is of course our backup fullback at either left back or right back. Leif Davis, as we know, is going to become our official club captain for next season, and I am going to give him a new contract as well. He's still got 3 years left on his deal, but I've got to deter the interest, man. He's going to take the armband permanently for next season with Sam Morsey retiring, but we turned down that bid from Spurs. You know he would want to go to a European side if a club put an offer in. In order to keep him, I think I've got to put him on a higher weekly wage. But yeah, I think for me, if I can keep hold of Jacob Greaves, which again will be a difficult ask, then I think sell one of Wolfenden or Dyer Roche, either, I don't mind which, and then look for a new star centre-half alongside Jacob Greaves. I think that will probably be my number one target, and possibly a new winger as well. Like I said, I'm fine with the fullbacks, Ben Johnson, Mumba, Davis and Christiansen, who was a brilliant pickup from Leicester City. What a bargain buy that was, turning him to a official right back. But, you know, Morsey's going to retire at the end of the season. Taylor's going to go and not get given a new deal. Doucouré was alright, but he always ran out of energy. Like, his stamina for playing through the middle just isn't high enough, and it's not going up either, which is incredibly frustrating. So I might need a new CM as well. But yeah, to me, that's where I'll be looking. Probably a new CB, probably a new winger, but also a new CM as well. If you've got the budget to all three, that'll be fantastic. But again, it's all going to depend on what our transfer budget was. Jack Clark had a solid end to the season after struggling to start with 3 goals and 3 assists in 33 games. Tyrese only did 1 goal and 1 assist in 23 games, but most coming from the bench. Poor Bay, man. I think I need to loan this guy out. He just can't keep himself fit, so I think I'm going to try and loan him out. One of our young Tanzania youngsters has gone up 6 ratings, I think it was. I think it was 63 to begin with. Up at West Brom right now, and I've still got the first player I put in the first team, man. Just growing gradually in the background, but not playing. I think Samuel probably go in the summer. Barely played for me at all this season, mostly in garbage time. And as for Connor Chaplin, didn't feature once in the Premier League. I said I'm going to let him go on a free. He might be one of our higher rated players, but he wouldn't take a reduced squad role. And now we're thinking of the future, bringing in younger players to replace him. I'm not going to put him on an important squad role. So I might offer him a contract, and if he does take a rotation squad role, I'll keep him. But in fact, I'll show you that on the screen right now. I'll do it off camera. If he agrees to go on a rotation squad role and possibly take a wage cut as well, I might keep him for an extra year. But if he once again asks to be important, I'm going to walk out. I'm not going to give him that squad role because he's not important anymore. Morgan Gibbs White, of course, club record signing. 4 goals and 5 assists in 38 league games. Fantastic for us. Played every single minute, I think, for us this year in the Premier League. So consistently good. And again, he was great at the start of the season when we were playing him in that CAM role or on the wing, but obviously, once we changed to the 4-2-4 about a third of the way through the season, we asked him to drop deeper at CM, and that's why he didn't get as many direct goal contributions. He was playing deeper and contributing more on defense. I think for the new season, what I might try and do with Morgan Gibbs White is convert him to a CM. Can I do that? Is there a way to do that? There's not. Oh, EA, please change this back. I don't like... Hang on. Position. Oh, there we go. CM. 262 weeks. He played CM practically all season long. Now that is something I really want EA to look into. As you see, Amari Hutchinson this year, 2 goals and 2 assists in 22 games. At times I rotated him and Tyrese Dolan, sometimes put Gibbs White on the wing as well. He was okay, including scoring on the final day as well. But I really want EA. You see, Moses has grown quite nicely there with the Blades in the Championship, looking really good with rapid pace as well. Out of all the Tanzania youngsters we picked up, he looks like the best one, but I really want EA to change that. Why should it take so long for a player to become a natural in that position if they've played there and played really well for practically an entire season? As for Liam Delapdo, 8 goals in 27 games, 1 more than his goal tally for last season, plus the 3 assists as well. May not have taken a giant step up this season, but I think he was just slightly better. But the main reason why was because he had a great strike partner this year in the youngster Washington. As for Al Hamidi, obviously leaving at the end of the season, totally fine with that. 2 years with us, made history with us as the first Iraqi-born Premier League goal scorer and got me another goal in the Premier League this year. Gutted I can't keep hold of him as our third choice striker, but not going to stand in his way as he wants the first team football for Washington. He was my player of the season. 11 goals in 28 games, plus the 7 assists as well. 18 direct goal contributions in 28 appearances this year, and no doubt about it, up a few ratings from Chelsea. We took a gamble on bringing him in, relatively small transfer fee, but gave him the number 9, didn't let me down. As a young forward, fantastic first year, and hopefully next year he'll continue on an upward trajectory. But that'll do it for today's episode of Career Mode and the season finale, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I will return in the next one with a brand new season with Ipswich Town, our 3rd year at Portman Road, heading into our 3rd full season in the Premier League, where hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, we'll get a bigger budget for the new season and hopefully make marked improvements, bring in some big new signings to help us take the next step, which will be guaranteed top 10 and possibly knocking on the door for a European place too. Have a fantastic day, guys. Much love to you all, and see you for a brand new season of Career Mode very soon.